I'm seriously thinking the West might be going down, like a gunslinger grown old and careless, or a prize fighter past his prime and living on past glories. It happens to the best, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, with the arrival of a new sheriff in town, or a contender with the core strength to soak up the punishment until yesterday's man uses up his old moves, exhausting himself in the process. George Foreman was the undisputed world heavyweight boxing champion until he faced Muhammad Ali in the Rumble in the Jungle in a stadium in what is now the Democratic Republic of Congo. Australian journalist John Pilger has written recently about how propaganda has propped up America, furnishing a reputation as the good guy, while all the while the truth was that that erstwhile paragon of virtue has been a common or garden bully. So much of what has happened over the decades, always in the name of the West, has been spun and manipulated by propaganda. In a piece entitled Silencing the Lambs, Pilger pointed out that 9 of the top 10 media companies is based in the USA, along with the social media heavyweights. While the US, the West and NATO have gone about their business, those media companies have held their coats. Pilger records how over the course of his lifetime the US has, quote, overthrown or attempted to overthrow more than 50 governments around the world, most of them democracies, interfered in democratic elections in 30 countries, dropped bombs on the people of 30 countries, most of them poor and defenceless. It has attempted to murder the leaders of 50 countries. It has fought to suppress liberation movements in 20 countries, end quote. Pilger's testimony reads less like the career of a hero fighter and more like the rap sheet of a gangster. I have loved the thought of America all my life, watched the movies, listened to the music. I still love the idea of America, of a land of free people pursuing happiness. America's full of good people, just as Britain is full of good people, just as the world is populated in the main by good people who just want peace, peace with their neighbours so they can get about the decent, honourable business of raising families. The problem has been generations of increasingly corrupt leaders and their corporate masters bent on profit and dominance for themselves and their own. But the world is going through a time of change. We feel it. During a time of change, anything might happen, including good things. In seeking to have it all for themselves and to deny the plenty to the many, the corrupt few have inadvertently unleashed something they can't control, which is the determination of millions to defend the lives they have had. In pushing for change that suits themselves, the few have exposed their true natures, and we see them. He that troubleth his own house shall inherit the wind, as it says in the good book. I wonder more and more if the old champ still has it in the legs. I watch the West, watch our latest clumsy moves, and wonder if we've grown punchy and vulnerable. The West still has it in the lips, if not in the hips, still up for forever fights like the one in Ukraine. That tussle was meant to bring Russia to her knees. Instead, it exposes corruption and hypocrisy. We've seen, too, an alliance forged between Russia and China that has in turn emboldened so many others. This week, a host of nations gathered in Johannesburg in South Africa for the latest BRICS summit. The BRICS countries have been Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. Now 6 more, Argentina, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates are invited to join in January.